In the small, secluded town of Hallows End, there stood an ancient house at the end of a forgotten lane. Known by the locals as the Blackwood Manor, it had a sinister reputation. No one dared to venture near it, especially after dark. The house was believed to be cursed, haunted by restless spirits and dark forces that thrived in its decaying walls. One crisp autumn evening, a young couple, Sarah and Mark, moved into Hallows End. Unaware of the house's dark past, they were intrigued by its grand, albeit dilapidated, appearance. The realtor, eager to rid herself of the property, sold it to them at an absurdly low price. Sarah, a history enthusiast, was captivated by its Victorian architecture, while Mark, an aspiring writer, saw it as the perfect setting for his next horror novel. As they settled in, they couldn't shake off an eerie feeling that seemed to hang in the air. The locals avoided eye contact when the couple mentioned their new home. The old grocer, Mr. Whitaker, muttered something about the cursed place, and made a sign of the cross when he thought they weren't looking. On their first night, the house felt colder than the autumn chill outside. The wind howled, whispering through the cracks in the walls, and shadows danced ominously in the corners of their vision. Sarah, feeling adventurous, suggested exploring the attic. Mark agreed, thinking it might inspire his writing. The attic was filled with dust-covered furniture, old trunks, and forgotten memories. As they rummaged through the relics of the past, Sarah found an old diary bound in cracked leather. The name, Eleanor Blackwood, was inscribed on the first page. She read aloud, her voice trembling with curiosity and fear. October 31, 1887. The whispers won't stop. They call my name, beckoning me to the darkness. Mother says it's the house, that it's alive. I can feel it, watching, waiting. Father has gone mad, locked in the basement, ranting about the end of days. I fear for my soul. The house demands a sacrifice. I can hear them now, calling me to join them in eternal torment. As Sarah finished reading, a cold draft blew through the attic, extinguishing the candle they had lit. Darkness enveloped them, and the temperature plummeted. Mark fumbled for his flashlight, his hands shaking. When he finally turned it on, the beam revealed a shadowy figure standing in the corner of the attic, its eyes glowing with malevolence. Terrified, they fled the attic, stumbling down the stairs. The house groaned and creaked as if coming to life. Doors slammed shut, trapping them inside. The whispers grew louder, filling their minds with a cacophony of tormented voices. Eleanor, Eleanor. Desperate to escape, they made their way to the basement door. It was locked, but they could hear a faint, rhythmic thudding from within. With a surge of adrenaline, Mark kicked the door open. The basement was a chamber of horrors. Chains hung from the walls, and in the center, a skeletal figure sat slumped in a chair, a diary clutched in its bony fingers. The whispers intensified, and the air grew thick with an oppressive presence. Sarah approached the skeleton, drawn by an inexplicable force. She took the diary, its pages stained with blood and tears. October 31, 1888. I am Eleanor Blackwood. The house has taken my family, consumed by its insatiable hunger. Tonight, it will take me too. I write this with my last breath, hoping someone will break the curse. If you find this, beware. The house demands blood. The cycle must be broken, or the torment will never end. Suddenly, the basement door slammed shut behind them. The shadows coalesced into the form of Eleanor, her face twisted with sorrow and rage. "Free me," she whispered, her voice a haunting echo. Realizing what they had to do, Sarah and Mark took the diary and a piece of Eleanor's skeleton to the ancient fireplace in the living room. They built a fire, tossing the relics into the flames. As the fire consumed them, the house shook violently. the whispers turning into agonized screams. The temperature rose, and the oppressive darkness lifted. The house seemed to exhale a final, shuddering breath. The spirits trapped within were released, their tormented cries fading into the night. As dawn broke, the house was eerily silent. Sarah and Mark stood in the living room, holding each other tightly. The curse had been broken, but the horrors they had witnessed would haunt them forever. They left of Hallows End that very day, vowing never to speak of the Blackwood Manor again. The house, now silent and still, stood as a grim reminder of the darkness that once dwelled within. And though the spirits were free, the memories of that night remained, a chilling testament to the horrors of the possessed house.
Dear viewers, if you like to watch the scariest horror stories, do subscribe, like and share our channel. Thank you.